MMA truthers! It's time. It's time. Where you at? Stop playing. Everybody's at work right now. I already know. People with real jobs and whatnot. It's time. It's time. Take a break. It's time. Let's go. MMA truthers, assemble. I just want to tell all of you congratulations right now. I want to tell every single one of you congratulations because today, look at, when we hit episode 10, there was two different things that we did. The first one was we broke 10 digits and they said that it wasn't going to happen. We broke 10 digits and that's when you get to that next level. And I wanted to say podcasting, but I don't think this is a real podcast because I feel like you have to like cast something in particular in order for it to be considered a podcast. I'm just making a video, but I'm going to call it the podcast. I don't know. It's the YouTube podcast, but we broke the double digits. Another thing we did that also marked the second time ever that there was 2 Below the Beanies in 1 week. So that was a historic day right there. The second time is when we got to 11 yesterday. Remember, we talked about that if you were here. The reason that was a very significant moment is because, you know, when you get to double digits, that's one thing. And I gave you the illustration of somebody like Conor McGregor obtaining a title, you know, but never defending it. It's the same thing when you get to 10 and you're like, all right, I did it. I'm done. I'm checking out now. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go make YouTube shorts or something like that. When you get to 10, it's very tempting to stop there because you feel very accomplished, you know, and you kind of just want to rest on that. But you got to take it to the next level, get to number 11, show people that you're still growing, that you still got something to pursue, that you still got fire in the beanie. You know, today's another day because today, pat yourself on the back. Today, we officially become the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. It just happened today. Below the Beanie is the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. Congratulate yourselves. You made it happen. We just rose to #1. Kirkland, look, I have had something of a falling out with Kirkland. I gave them their opportunity. I reached out to them. I never heard back. I am on that green tea. I know that's, you know, long live the green tea. That is part of the Below the Beanie podcast. It is a staple. I am still rocking the green tea, but it's homemade. Kirkland, you play. This could have been me and you, Kirkland. This could have been us, but you wouldn't stop playing. I was trying to tell you. I was trying to call you home for dinner. I was trying to call you in, Kirkland, but you didn't want to listen. I even went slumming for a little bit, and I was trying to hit up Lipton, but they didn't text back either. But it's all right, because I'm on that homemade now, and it's even better. No BPA or nothing. I'm at home shaking this stuff. I don't need you, Kirkland. I still got some in the pantry, but I don't need you. I still like it from time to time. But I don't need it because I got this. All right? I'm not tripping. I'm taken care of. Like the homemade Starbucks over here. I want to thank you all for returning. And look it. This is a daily practice for myself. This is something that I like doing. This is something that I enjoy doing. This is something that I need to do because you know what happens when I wake up every single morning? Well, I have to snooze. I snooze my alarm for like the first 2 hours of the day. But when I finally like really see, you know how like you can look at your phone just enough to like snooze it. But then when I turn the brightness down and I'm under the blanket and I'm looking at stuff, all I see saturating the internet, the only thing I could see is this and that about Nogano, this and that about Cejudo, Dana White, Sean O'Malley. And it's a bunch of lies. And then you know what happens? I'll go to, it doesn't matter if I go to MMA Fighting SBN CF or whatever it's called, the Bloody Elbows, the MMA Flunky, no matter what I'm on, all these different ones. I could go on Yahoo. I could go on one article. I could go on 15 articles. It's interesting how they all say the same thing. Is it the same fool writing? They all have like the same ghostwriter. It's that one fool, Mike, what the heck, writing all the articles for everybody. It's all the same narrative. I don't need to. By the time like 2.5 hours go by, I'm reading all these different articles, trying to gather all the information. It's like, wait a minute, am I tripping right now? Did I read 30 articles or did I just read one? Because they were all the same thing. Come on. Let me get the lowrider intro back. Watching fights with y'all is like the friend group I wish I had. Hey, no one watches UFC in real life. Love you, boy. Hey, same right here. Come on. It's like, I feel like this little thing that we got going right here, all of us in this community, it's like that whole Fight Club thing. That's why I'm streaming every day. That's why I enjoy doing this now. I'm telling you, I've been telling you guys for the longest, whether I'm making a 15-minute video or a short, it still takes like hours every day. And I'm in here all by myself like a psychopath, and it's quiet and I'm lonely. When I'm in here, it's a party. Whether it's 400 of you or 71 of you or 3 of you, I like this and I'm having fun doing it. And then like when we're in the real world, it's like I'm trying to talk about Nogano or I'm trying to talk about Sean O'Malley. And they're like, what? And they just want to talk about Bob Saget. And I can get on that. I don't know if you were here yesterday, all of you, but I had the news broke to myself during the stream yesterday. I didn't know. Apparently, he passed away like on Sunday. I didn't even find out till yesterday during the stream. So, like, we could talk about hot topics like that and everything. But, like, yeah, in real life, people are like, Dana, who? I don't. How about Shawn Michaels? Or, like, you mean Stone Cold Steve Austin? I'm like, no. Like, how about Valentina Shevchenko? And they're like, oh, you mean, like, Ronda Rousey, that WWE lady? And I'm like, no, never mind. And I'm like, that fighter, you know, the one that fights in the cage? And they're like, oh, you mean the Undertaker? I'm not hating on the Undertaker. I got the homie right there. That's the Undertaker right there. But it's just frustrating when you're out in the real world and you're trying to connect. I got you. I'm right there with you, come on. But yeah, I got you. Oh, that's clean. I didn't even think about that before you said it. Oh, I'm gonna be doing that all the time now. I don't know how I didn't even think about that. But yeah, as far as this thing that I'm gonna be calling the podcast, again, if you just came in right now, I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you because you're all doing your part right now. Today, we officially became #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. And you want to ask me, how'd you do it, Grandmaster? You did it. We all did it. It's a group effort, and I want to thank you for being here, for making it happen. Green tea salute. Congratulate yourselves. And I don't know what they base it on. I don't understand the criteria. I don't understand the methods, but I don't need to. We, all of us right here in this community, in this chat, we are ourselves, our existence. We are that proof that is in the pudding. I don't need to dissect it. It's been dissected. It's right here. It's the price is wrong right here. Grandmaster, is there any locks under that cap? Nah, just a lot of dandruff. Is this old man 808 right here? Yeah. It's MGM ODP right here. I knew you were on that vegan lifestyle, homie. Wait, what did I say? I'm not. Oh no, I'm not. Because of green tea? No, I'm not on that vegan stuff. No, they leave more for me. I'm eating a lot of meat. I'm eating too much meat. I'm gonna have to reconsider my look at. I want to be consistent, and I know there's a lot of people riding with me because of my New Year's regulations and the gallon of water a day and stuff. But you know what I realized? It was kind of having the adverse effects with me. Because one of the things that I said I was going to be doing, I'm going to be drinking the gallon a day. I'm going to be strength training 30 minutes a day and cardio 30 minutes a day every day except one rest day. And you know, I was trying to drink a lot of water because I was like, you know, I want to get back down to my fighting weight. I want to trim down a little bit. But I started getting bigger because of the strength training. You know, the water gets in your muscles. So I've been putting on weight. So I think I need to, when I do strength training, I probably only need to do calisthenics. Because I'm getting too yoked. I got too much water flowing. So I don't know. I have to start doing things a little bit differently. So I've been eating a lot of protein. But I'm gonna have to switch it up. I don't know. Because I didn't want to get bigger. I didn't want that to happen. But you know, the Grandmaster, I touch a little 5-pound kettlebell and all of a sudden, you know, I can't help it. It's the genetics, you know. Alex Leon, can you give us your weight class and height, please? Hey, that stuff like, hey, I gotta tell you, when it comes to stuff like that, there's certain things you want to like. It's like the Undertaker, you know, when that fool didn't want to disclose everything, like ninja status. Remember when you try to find out stuff about that fool's life because you wanted to like relate to him on a personal level? You would get the magazines and stuff like that, and it'd be like he's from parts unknown. I'm like, parts unknown. Someone has to know where this fool's from. How'd you scout him? Where do you send this fool's check? What do you mean parts unknown? So there's kind of something. I'll tell you this right now. I'm a lightweight. I said that wrong. I'm a light heavyweight right now. I'm not supposed to be a light heavyweight. But I don't hate it. Because Grandmaster's thick. All right? I'm not going to be embarrassed. There's no editing. This is a podcast and Grandmaster's thick. All right? I got that low center of gravity going. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed about it. People talking about the karate hottie on Instagram that she got. Come on, man. You don't want to mess with this base. I got base. I got more base than your SoundCloud homies. And I'm not going to hide it anymore. I'm not embarrassed about it. Started drinking all that water, started lifting. And it's hard to catch full slipping because they can see my traps coming a mile away. You can't hide these traps. Grandmaster's got bear traps in here. So I'm a light heavyweight right now. And I don't want to be. Look it. I've been telling you, this piano, this is a big, it was hard to fit in this room. This piano, I'm going to tell you, I'm a light heavyweight. I'm going to tell you this piano, the height is 6'2". That's a tall grand piano. It's not grand, it's an upright. So I'm going to just, here's what I'm going to stand by it. I'm a monster. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just do the... And speaking of the parts unknown, remember when you would read did any of you get the magazines? You remember how I was telling you how I was a hoarder yesterday? And I was telling you about the homie? If you were here yesterday, don't even trip. Don't even call anybody. Put the phone down. It's all right. Everything's good. Just ask questions and people will lace you up. But I was going through some of my stuff and look at what I found. I almost cried. I got emotional. Look, I'm going to take you back a little bit. Look at what I found. I got everything. I got them all. The PWI 500. Remember that? I used to save up on my allowance so I could get these. I came across it again the other day. Oh, man, this one got me emotional right here. Look at that bad boy right there. Look at that. R.I.P. Yokozuna. Look at that. Look at how brown Hulk Hogan was. That's when that fool was all healthy. Razor Ramon. These are the magazines that I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. This was one of the programs from an event. The Dusty Rhodes, Goldust Dad. I mean, I got too many. I can't even show you them all. Look at when The Rock had hair. Look at, you can see the little bellows right there up in the corner. This is way back. Right here. Mankind. I got the whole box right here. I'm not going to take you through the whole thing because it's too many. I got a whole thing right here. Marilena was trying to put them on eBay. Doesn't stop playing. But you just reminded me, Alex Leon, of my collection. Because that Undertaker, he was always a very private dude as well. He didn't want to give up a lot of his stuff. But then all of a sudden, he went on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he's kind of like a normal guy. So it was kind of weird. But that was years later after he was out of contract and everything. Marloca, member for 7 months, $24.99 squad. Me at work enjoying the best podcast. Thank you. Thank you for being one of the ones to make this. I don't know if you heard the announcement today. We just became the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. Everybody congratulate yourselves. Thank you, Marloca, for making that happen. Thank you for being one of the loyal that helps make that happen. David Capico, member for 10 months. 10 months. It's been a good ride. Jacqueline Villafuerte, or Jacqueline. Good to see you in the chat. It's been a long time. It's good to see you. All right, so look. Wait, what'd you say? Oh, I thought it. David Capico, you scared me. I thought you said Marilena's in the chat. I was like, what? That happened one time. It was a problem. Look it. I told you guys in one of my last videos. That Oliveira was blinded by the fame. I told you that fool was acting up, that he was acting different, that he was spending more time in the Gucci store than in the gym. And he admitted it. I put it in my last video that me and 3 other people watched. The Gaethje and Chandler was not the best fight of 2021. I put it in that video that Oliveira was blinded by the fame. What happens? A week and a half later, he comes out and says he's blind. People have been calling me the Mexican Nostradamus. I was trying to tell you, he's coming out now and saying the same thing. He's trying to get ahead of he's trying to take charge of the news cycle. And I can appreciate that. I see what he's doing. He's trying to be on top of his game. It's a little PR thing. You got to think about that kind of stuff when you're a fighter. It's like Sean O'Malley talking about like how he's not mad at Dana White and the fighters get what they deserve because they're not bringing anything into the company. You got to be a smart PR person. You got to be willing to put a name out there for yourself. You got to be thinking about your image and stuff like that. Oliveira's trying to get ahead of the news. I could respect that. But I need you to respect what I've been trying to tell you. He just came out and confirmed it. Oliveira has been blinded by the fame. He said, I can't see. He said, when I'm in the cage, I see 3 fools. And he's not talking about the ref being one of them either. So technically, he's seen 6 people in the ring. Oliveira goes in there, full. It looks like the Royal Rumble. Every single time that Oliveira steps into the cage, it looks like the Survivor Series. And they're all in there at the same time. No tagging. That's what that fool's dealing with because of decisions that he's made in his life. You get any other UFC fighter, they go in there one-on-one. Mano y mano, you know? That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. Personally, I'd like if they made it a little bit crazy and they threw some actual extra guys in there. Like if they did have like a UFC Royal Rumble, that would be bad. That is like one of my dreams right there, UFC Royal Rumble. I can't believe they haven't done it already. Dana White always trying to be like the next Vince McMahon. How did he not think about this? Dana White take notes. But as far as reality right now, that's not the case. It's one-on-one. Everybody else. But Oliveira steps in there. That fool's seen 6 people. Now, granted, he only has to fight 3 of them. But that might not make it any easier as far as his eyes. His vision is confirmed. And that might make sense when you're fighting somebody like Conor McGregor. Because of that, how that fool is like a sociopath and whatnot. And like when you're fighting McGregor, it's kind of like no matter what, you are fighting like multiple personalities at the same time because how that fool is like kind of crazy. But this is different. Oliveira could be fighting Chandler. He could be fighting Gaethje. He's fighting more people than he needs to be. And it's because that fool was blinded by the fame. It's because he made poor decisions, because he wasn't training when he was supposed to be. You could get the title without deserving it. Now, look, I want you to remember right now. Let me give you a little bit of context right now. Before anybody starts calling me a hater, saying that I was disrespecting Brazilians like if I was Colby Covington. Hold on, let me take a green tea break. I was a fan of Oliveira for the longest. And I was saying since before he was a champion that he was going to be the next champion. I was riding with that fool. Big fan. But then I started seeing him make some bad choices. And I was like, I don't want to support that right now. I want to see that fool reset. So don't get it twisted and think I'm just a hater. I don't like him from the get or anything like that. It's not like that. I was supporting him. I was believing in him. All right. But let me also say, don't let yourself be fooled. You could get a UFC title without deserving it. You could be in possession of a UFC title and you shouldn't be. Just like, hey, what's that for? Sterling? Should he have the title right now? Can I just end your whole argument for you right now? When you get mad at me for talking about Oliveira, can I just end your whole argument real quick by talking about AJ having the title so that you can remember, oh snap, he's right. Is that good enough? Or should I mention like GSP when he still retained the title and had the title that he shouldn't have when everyone knows that he lost to Hendricks? Is that enough? I'm not sure with you guys, like where the logic begins and ends. Like, do I need to give you more or are you good? Is there anything else that you need to hear? I'm not sure. How about like when John Jones fought that one fool that's an athlete? I forgot his name. That fool that's an athlete and he out-athleted John Jones. I forgot his name already. He already kind of like is going into obscurity. What's his name? It's like Hector something. Dominic Reyes. Thank you for that. Cancer and JC Franco. Thank you. I don't know. Just let me know how many examples you need because I want to make sure that you're right there with me. I mean, like when Valentina beat Amanda Nunes, and I'll just go with the second time before anybody starts crying. I mean, what else? That's good, right? We're good right there. Hey, Guido in the Speedo says when Gustafsson beat Jones, I'll ride with that one. I'm not mad at that one. So, okay, that's good. That's enough for everybody. That's enough for us logical individuals, right? We know that someone could have a title without deserving it. Someone could have a title that they absolutely shouldn't have. We know that, right? Just like Cyril Gane having a title. That fool should not have a title right now. He shouldn't have a title. Do I dislike Cyril Gane? Am I a hater? No. Do I think he's going to be Nogano? Yes. So when I say he shouldn't have a title, I'm speaking because it's not fair. Because there's been other people who had the title and didn't fight for whatever reason, because of the matchup, because somebody was hurt, because of contract negotiations, because they wanted to go to a different sport and participate in that, whatever it was, and they were still allowed to be the champion with no interim coming in and trying to muddy things up. But Nogano, right away. It's like the night he became champion, they're like, hey, does someone want an interim real quick? Real fast, wants it. That's dirty. Cyril Gane should have never got an interim. Never. Do I like Cyril Gane? Yeah. Do I think he's going to beat Nogano? Yeah. Should he be the interim champion? No. There shouldn't be a heavyweight interim champion right now. It shouldn't exist. Let me give myself the air horn for that point. I see that we're peaking right now. Literally and metaphorically. So I want to let you know that today we just became the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. So I want to thank you and I want to congratulate you for making that happen. It became official today. So congratulations. And please congratulate me. But Oliveira has finally come out and admitted that fool has been blinded by the fame. He can't see. So from this point on, every time he goes in there, he's fighting at least 3 individuals. And he's seen at least 6 people because of the ref. And when Bruce Buffer's in there, forget it. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Bisping has a better chance of seeing his opponent in there than Oliveira. And I don't have nothing else to say on that topic. I just wanted to bring it back around and let you know that I declared that I talked about it, that I said that fool can't see. That fool's been blinded by the fame. He made bad decisions. He took his eye off the prize. He's not focused anymore. He could still win. You could be so many levels higher above the competition that you could still beat him, even though you're spending significant amounts of time at the Gucci store or whatever. You could still beat him. But the moment you get a contender up there, you can't play like that with Dariush. Dariush? Are you kidding me? The ethnic McDreamy? You can't play with that fool. You can't play with Makachev. Your time is running out. Imagine, Oliveira, you're going to get in there. Oliveira. You're going to get in the cage and you're going to see 3 Makachevs. Who wants to fight 3 Makachevs? You're going to have your hands full with one, homie. You want to fight 3 of them? Then you're going to be seeing 3 referees trying to peel that fool off your neck at the end of the fight. You need to get serious, Oliveira. That fool can't see, which brings me to my next topic about what we haven't seen. I want to know if you guys have seen Cobra Kai. I'm really torn on Cobra Kai. I'm on the fence. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know if it's the biggest joke in the martial arts community or if we love it. I don't know how we feel about it. I go back and forth myself. Do we like Cobra Kai or do we hate it? Is it corny or is it nostalgia that we need right now? Oliveira got hit by 3 Chandlers. That's why that fool almost got knocked out. If that would have been a different ref, he probably would have stopped it. Jonathan Mercado says it's a joke. CJ says I like it. Josh Al says it's doo-doo. The girls at my university love Cobra Kai, so I know it's trash. All new movies and series are trash. Woke ruined it for all of us. I'm in the middle of season 4 of Cobra Kai. It's both. It's good. I watched Dexter, Grandmaster. I watched the first 3 seasons. It's pretty good. Definitely has some corny stuff in it, but like the meanings they have behind you, like the meanings they have behind it. It's been pretty rough lately. Thank you for the energy and it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Look, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Let me tell you something, Connor Weimer. Let me tell you something. It's been rough for me too. And for what it's worth, if it means anything to any of you at all, I know for some of you, you're heartless individuals and you won't care. But some of you are warm, kind people, and I want to let you know, it's been rough for me as well lately. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stream every day. I don't care if some people don't like it and they only want the breakdowns because I'm enjoying this. And me being here has been better for me too. So I want to thank you for being here and giving me a reason to even show up. So thank you. Congratulate yourself and all of us for making it to be the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube today. We just made history. King Cosmo, a member for 2 months. Thank you. Kaimon, Cobra Kai is like Diet Coke. We love Coke. We like Diet Coke. That's very true. That's very true. And I was thinking about it. I remember I made a Cobra Kai video a long time ago, and it did really well. It did really well. And I actually ended up watching the 4th season a few days ago. So I've seen all the seasons now. It definitely has changed over time. It definitely has become more and more awake, as they say, as the time has gone by. And a lot of moments seem to have become more of a statement than a fight. That is for sure. But it's weird. It's kind of sad at this point. It's almost like we have to take what we can get, you know, like when is there any more good martial arts stuff being made? They don't make those. Like, I don't care, like, that it's 2022. Like, does anybody agree with me? I know I've kind of brought this up before. Marloca, thank you. Says I'm doing a good job. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rose, again, too. Thank you. I know it's 2022 and everybody just wants to see superheroes and people crashing through buildings and flying and using magic powers and stuff like that. In 2022, am I alone? I wish that in 2022, we still made 80s action movies. Am I alone? I don't care what year it is. Can we still have, even though it's 2022, can we have right now 1980s action movies? Can we still have that? Because they were way better than anything else that we could possibly have today, right? Because I want to see 2 fools doing helicopter kicks. I don't want green screens. I don't want monsters. I don't want editing. I don't want zombies. Unless I'm playing Resident Evil, I don't want to see a zombie. Does anybody agree with me? Some were saying yes, you're definitely not alone. Someone saying it's too silly. Bring back Mel Gibson. I do not disagree. Rambo. No, man. And movies like 90s, the 90s were a great time too. They were great time. 2000s, I don't know, maybe you're a little younger. I'm not sure. They started to lose me a little bit. I mean, even when they got into the Jason Bournes, it's like, man, this is overdone. Like, chill out with the camera. We should have made Die Hard movies. We should have made Die Hard 90 times. But like they were in that, back then. The Space Jam 3. I have to tell you something. I have a dirty admission. I never liked the Matrix movies. It was too much editing for me, too much special effects. I just want you to throw two fools in the desert and just put the tripod on and let them fight. And throw some helicopter kicks, do some tumbles on the floor, just punch each other in the face, like pick up a stick. That's what I like. Yeah, no CGI. I don't want that CGI. That's fake. No retreat, no surrender. See, that's what I'm talking about. I need to work on that. I need to work on that. Hold on, let me take a green tea break real quick while I think about that. But as far as things that we want to see, a lot of people are debating right now whether or not they want to see Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. And that's a tough one to think about because people are already split. Even before that conversation, people are split on what they even think about Ngannou versus Game. It's me, been a member for 10 months. Thank you. Thank you. Tyson Fury and Ngannou are already talking. They're already going back and forth, and there's already odds. There's already betting odds. Tyson Fury's coming out on top. How would anyone else dare even think otherwise? It would be insulting. But do you even want to see that fight? Do you want to see Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou? And I don't know if you saw the previews. Francis Ngannou's in a movie now. He's in a movie. He's going that Tyrone Woodley path. Next, we're going to see him doing articles and stuff on TMZ. Please tell me he doesn't sing. He's getting distracted. He's up against the biggest fight of his life. Serial game. He's up against the biggest fight of his life. Against somebody that a lot of people, if not most people, think could beat him, is more technical than him, is more proficient than him in every way except just the punch power alone. He's already up against that mountain. But he's talking about fighting in another sport against the greatest on earth right now. Some might say ever, but let's not even talk about that right now. Let's talk about it. It's not worth it. Not only is he up against the biggest fight ever in his MMA career, he wants to talk about going to another sport and not getting an entry. He's not talking about going to another sport and boxing Jake Paul. Now, I know that is one of my narratives that I was exploring a couple of Below the Beanies ago, where Ngannou was kind of hyping up Jake Paul. He was kind of hyping him up. And he was talking about how he wasn't happy with this current UFC pay. And it sounded like, wait a minute, is he hyping up Jake Paul so that it seems legit when he wants to go fight him? So that people could remember, like, well, he actually respects Jake Paul and thinks he's good. He's not trying to take an easy fight. I don't know. But right now, I have a different narrative. Francis Ngannou is up against the toughest fight of his life right now. And he's thinking about going to another sport and boxing, who a lot of people think is not an entry-level dude, is the greatest right now and maybe of all time, at least in the conversation. And if you don't feel that way, you're disrespectful. You're being disrespectful right now. See yourself out. No, don't see yourself out. Don't see yourself out. I want you to stay here and get laced up. I want you to learn. I want you to get some knowledge right here. He's up against the toughest fighter in his MMA career, and he wants to fight possibly the greatest boxer of all time. In addition to that, he's appearing on movies, and he's punching dudes in the groin. Did you see that? Did you see the trailer? Francis Ngannou is in a movie now. Now he's a movie star, and he's punching fools in the groin. Fool's going to end up on McDojo Life. Go subscribe to the homie McDojo Life. I'm telling you, that fool's not focused right now. And that he's making the rounds. He feels obligated to keep making the rounds, pleading his case and telling everybody, hey, they left out the footage. It's not right. Even though he better stop playing. Because if he doesn't calm down, that coach is going to release the whole unedited thing and show that that fool got socked in the stomach or he got kneed and he had to go sit down and catch his breath and he didn't want to play no more. He took his pads and went home. You know how they say that you took the ball and you went home? It's an old saying. Because people don't even go outside and play ball anymore. They play ball on the tablet. Never mind. That fool took his training pads and went home. He didn't want to fight anymore. But he's still out there running his mouth. He's going on like I say, he's going on every single podcast, every single article, every single show. Fool might as well get his own spot up. They already cleared a cubicle for that fool at TMZ. The one that Tyrone Woodley left. I'm telling you, please don't even tell me that fool sings. Please don't tell me he sings. Who's going to be the next Man's Not Hot? I feel like I have heard him singing, though. Has Ngannou rapped? Has he sang or done something like that? I feel like I heard him doing something. I don't know if it's just in my mind now. I don't know if my mind is like generating a meme as I speak, or if I have seen him rapping or singing or something like that. I don't know why it's popping into my head right now. But a lot of people don't even think he's going to beat Gang. And before the fight is even here, he's already talking about fighting Fury. Fury would kill that fool. And you can't compare. Look at Ngannou, listen to me, fool. Hey, somebody translate for me. Because that fool ends up saying a lot of things that he shouldn't say either. And somebody needs to, I don't know who his closest homie is. I don't know how close he is with his manager, but somebody needs to help him. Some of these things get lost in translation. Whoever is close to you, Ngannou, have them make this clear for you. As clear as they can. Look at. You can't be talking about who's the best boxer in MMA. You can't be having that conversation anymore. You can't be talking about, well, this is my boxing and MMA, and I'm going to translate it to this boxing. You can't box in MMA. I'm going to make a statement right now that I don't know if it's ever been made. I don't know if you're out there listening to Chael Sonnen. I don't know if you're listening to Ariel Helwani. I don't know if you're listening to, what's his name? That schmo, Luke Thomas. I don't know if you're listening to them or what. But let me tell you something right now that I don't believe has ever been stated. And if it has, I never heard it. You can't box in MMA. And I'm going to take my time right here because I want to make sure that this gets across. I don't want this to get lost in any other things that I'm saying. Let me make it really clear. Let me be articulate for you. You can't box in MMA. If you're in a cage, if you're MMA, you're Bellator, UFC, PFL, whatever, 559 fights, whatever you are. If you're in a cage, you're not going to be boxing. So then how come we hear all these different commentators? How come we hear all these different announcers? How come we hear all these different analysts and stuff like that saying that fool has really good MMA boxing? That fool has the best boxing in MMA. That fool has the best boxing in that division because they don't know. Because they're not educated. You can't have any form of boxing in MMA. It doesn't exist. Don't be confused. I'm being as clear as I could possibly be. Can you watch a fight? Can you watch any fight? Even if it never went to the ground and nobody ever threw a kick. It was all rock'em sock'em. Can you watch a UFC fight that was 100% punches and be like, I really enjoyed that fool's boxing and that fool's boxing was impressive? No, you can't. And I know what you're waiting for right now. How come? What's your reason? I'm going to get there. I just want to lay the groundwork first. You can't box in MMA. You can't talk about a fighter's boxing that's an MMA fighter. You can't talk about how his boxing was in this or that fight because it doesn't exist. Somebody talking about boxing in an MMA fight is like if I was playing kickball. All right? You remember kickball? One of the sad things about being an adult is I feel like I'm never in my life again going to be presented with the opportunity to play kickball. Because when's that going to happen for me, you know? It's over. It's a wrap. Kickball was probably one of the funnest games I ever played. And I'm never going to find myself in the situation to play kickball again. And that makes me sad. But anyway, if let's say I was the kickball player, right? And I was the best and I was bragging. I was like, hey, fools, don't even bother. My team's going to win because I got the best soccer and kickball. People will be like, best soccer? And I'd be like, yeah, fool, have you seen me play kickball? I got the best soccer skills in all of kickball. I'm the best soccer-ish player in kickball. And they'll be like, what do you mean? And I'll be like, didn't you see my foot touch the ball? Didn't you see how my foot kicked the ball? That's my soccer skills right there. And they'd be like, fool, that doesn't translate just because you're still using your foot. Just because you're striking the ball with your foot. Yeah, fool, that's my soccer skills. No, that's kickball. I mean, technically, in both sports, your foot. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't show your soccer skills in kickball. It's a completely different thing. You can't show your boxing skills in MMA. You know what you can show? Your striking skills. You can show your strike. Hey, look it. If you disagree with me, if you're confused, think about why. This is what a lot of people don't do today. People like to disagree, but they never say, wait a minute, why do I feel how I feel though? Because I want to look at how this fool feels, and I think that's stupid. And I'm going to tell him, but how come you feel how you feel though? Because I'm telling you why I feel how I feel. I'm telling you how, but are you willing to go to your logical conclusion? A lot of people aren't willing to do that today. You have to consider that. Because look it, boxing is from start to finish, from top to bottom, it's its own thing. Am I boxing right now? Is this boxing? No, that is not boxing. Boxing entails the entire science of boxing, the footwork, the stances, the breathing, the head movement, the upper body, the shoulder positioning, the hand positioning, where your eyes go, how you move your midsection. That's boxing. This is, I don't know if you hit something, that's striking. That's not boxing. If I go kick the Ultimate Warrior right now, am I playing soccer? Am I showing my soccer skills? Thank you, Donnie Brasco. Thank you. And look it, if you're confused at all about what I'm saying, Holly Holm saying the same thing today. Do you want to disagree with Holly Holm? Because look, everybody wants to talk about Max Holloway's boxing. Everybody wants to talk about, well, not everybody. Calvin Kattar wants to talk about Calvin Kattar's boxing. Everybody wants to talk about the Diaz brothers boxing. They want to talk about this boxing, the best boxing in MMA, the Diaz brothers. People want to start talking about Usman's boxing now. People want to talk about Poirier's boxing. Who is the only person in the UFC who's about to be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame? Does anybody know who it is? Zach Hughes, GM, has only been wrong one time. It's when he thought he was wrong about something and he wasn't. Thank you, Zach. Holly Holm, she just came on an interview and she was like, frankly, she was a little bit insulted. She's like, I don't know how all these people could always be in the conversation of being the best boxer. It's not the same thing. And anybody that really loves MMA and knows how that works, you have to know, like, why would you even say that you could go in there and show off boxing skills? You can't be a boxer in the cage because the moment you try to do some of that stuff, you're going to take a knee to the face. The moment you try to close the distance and work the body, you're going to get clinched up. You can't be a boxer in there. You could use some strikes that resemble boxing. You could use some of the same fundamentals, but it's not boxing. And Holly Holm is the only one. Holly Holm, boxing champion across multiple divisions, 18-time defending champion, Boxing Hall of Fame. She's being inducted in June. And Holly Holm said herself, she said, if I want to find out who's the best boxer in MMA, then I need to see them box. That's what she said. So I don't care. You could disagree with me. That's fine. I got thick skin. But I want you to go disagree with Holly Holm because, you know, I have to say, I have to admit before you today, if some of you didn't know this, but I'm not the 18-time defending boxing champion across multiple divisions being inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in June. I have to admit that before you today. I have to get that off my beanie. I'm ashamed to say it, but that's the truth. And that's what you come here for. And I'm telling the truth now because I got my headphones plugged in. All right? And Holly Holm is saying, look, if I want to find out who the best boxer in MMA is, then please let me see him actually box. Because the boxing and MMA is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. And look, if you want to dive headfirst into your echo chamber and you want to be validated how you feel, and no, fool, I know. I saw that fight and they were boxing in that UFC match. I know they were boxing. Okay, then go read the bloodiest elbows and go read the, I don't even know there's so many websites. Go read all those articles. Go listen to Ariel. And then they'll validate you and they'll tell you what you want to hear. But people come here for the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, then get out of the kitchen. Because we only do truthful stuff in the kitchen. And you know what I'm saying. And maybe you want to talk about something a little bit more casual. A little lighter. So we could talk about Cejudo. We could talk about Cejudo if you want. That's fine. I like Cejudo. I know a lot of people like to act like they don't like Cejudo because of the way he acts and stuff like that. And at the same time, they'll be rooting for McGregor. I like Cejudo. That fool's trying to make money. He's trying to get his name out there. Dana White didn't put respect on his name when he was just trying to be a good guy. I see what he's doing. Cejudo wants to fight Volkanovski. Volkanovski's running. Cejudo's getting a little bit desperate. He's saying, look, Dana, look it. I'll throw out something in there. I'll throw something else in there. I'll fight Jake Paul for free. I'll beat that fool up for free. I know you don't like that fool. I'll beat him up for free. Pay me to beat Volkanovski so you can have this Olympian who now is a champ in 3-weight divisions. Let me help you make some history, Dana White. Just like we made history today, being the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. Congratulate yourselves. Congratulate your shelves. Go around the house and congratulate all of them. Hold on, I need more green tea. My mouth is slippy. I almost choked on a piece of ice. It's all right. Chef X Hyrule, MMA Truthers. Look it. Cejudo wants it. And people are starting to clown on Volkanovski. They're like, hey, fool, you think we can't all see? You think we can't all read the articles and we can't watch the YouTube videos? And you think we don't know that the Korean zombie's injured? You think we don't know that he had a shoulder separation and you're trying to take the fight with him instead of fighting anybody else that's a worthy competitor? He doesn't want to fight Giga. He don't want to fight the Giga man. He's like, nah, fool, you're way down there and you got a fight coming and you focus on that fool. Let's hurry up and book this one. Hurry up and book that one over here. Why? Look at Chael Sonnen was saying the same thing. We don't always see eye to eye. But when it fits my narrative, I'm going to bring in what that fool said because I know a lot of people respect Chael Sonnen. So look at. You got to notice that fool is trying to close that deal fast. And why is he trying to do that? Because the moment that Giga Man destroys Cater, Volkanovski is not going to have any kind of excuse. He's not going to be able to say anything. He's going to have to fight him. So he's trying to close that deal with the zombie quick. That fool's practically a zombie. That fool's falling apart at the seams. He's going to be in there like this. He can't even use the thing. It's separated. And I talked about it yesterday. The zombie already lost to Ortega, and we saw what Volkanovski did to Ortega, and I'm the best. I am extremely proficient in my MMA math capabilities. It's my best topic. I know what I'm talking about. Big Jew, little Jew, MMA guru will always be superior, I'm afraid. I'm not hating. I'm a member of that fool's channel. I'm a member. But I can't argue with the system. I can't argue with the system. I support that fool. I want that to be clear. I know people like to try to start papas and stuff like that. People did it between me and the MMA guru. People did the same thing between me and the MMA holes. I got nothing but love. Now you try talking about the weasel. That's a different story. But I got nothing but love. But I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with the brass at YouTube when they send me an email and they tell me, hey, Jesse, I don't know what you did. But somehow, Below the Beanie just became the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. I'm just going to say, all right. I'm going to let the people know. And I'm just going to sit back and be appreciative. But I want to see Cejudo come back. I want to see the first ever. Look, at people always talking about all the things that Conor McGregor does, all the crazy stuff that he does and gets in trouble for and like ruins his name. You know what people always go back to, and I can't believe it. Yeah, but you know what he did for the UFC? Yeah, but you know how much money he brought into... Wow, for real? That's what you're thinking about? Anyway, that's not my point. We should want Cejudo to come back just as much. The first ever 3-division champion? We should want to see that even more. But I don't see anybody pushing for this. People are laughing it off. People are saying that fool gained too much weight. Go back on that podcast with Mike Tyson. Stay there where you belong. And I think it's because they're just afraid. They're even more afraid than Volkanovski wanting to fight a zombie. Fool's already half dead. And I hope that Cejudo just tries to make it more enticing. I hope that he gives Dana a reason to say yes. I know he brought up the Jake Paul thing, but Dana doesn't bite for stuff like that. Dana White's got too much money. He's got that I don't care money, you know? I know he doesn't like Jake Paul. I know it will be funny to watch Cejudo beat up Jake Paul. But Dana, it takes a lot to get someone that rich interested. But I hope that Cejudo comes back. And he's willing to fight Jake Paul at whatever weight. Doesn't matter. That fool could come in at 190. And he's not even trying to box him. He's like MMA. And Jake Paul's training in MMA. It makes sense. It's starting to come together. Look, I got like 7 minutes left. And I want to tell anybody, I want to apologize right now. Because I said I wanted to start streaming every single day, weekday, at 9 a.m. PST. Well, I didn't know today was going to be a foggy day schedule. And Grandmaster, you got, Mr. Mom over here having to do all the stuff. And I was like, fool. This close. We came this close to not becoming the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube because I was late because of the foggy day. It was even foggier yesterday. All of a sudden, they called it today. Anyways, I want to apologize. As far as I'm confirmed, it's going to be every weekday at 9 a.m. PST for 1 hour. Some days I might be later, but that's my goal. Don't wait for the notification. Don't wait for YouTube to tell you because they're falling asleep. You could just show up. So our last topic, I know a lot of people are hearing about this because for whatever reason, yeah, a few days ago, we had Jake Paul in the headlines. The most important, popular thing in all of the MMA headlines was Jake Paul. Nobody wanted to hear about him. Nobody wanted to talk about him. Everybody wanted to say that he's a clown, that he's a joke, that he needs to get out of here. They didn't ever want to hear from him again, but the fool was dominating the headlines. Oh, well, that's the way it was. I talk about it from time to time because I'm not stupid. I'm on YouTube. That's what I got to do. He starts to fade out a little bit until his next fight comes up and he starts plugging it again. It's all about Ariel now. Someone that's not even a fighter. Someone that's not even a fighter beefing with the fighter that nobody respects and everybody thinks is pathetic and nobody wants to hear about. That's what's dominating the MMA news now. Today, we have something else dominating the MMA news besides actual fighting. First, it was Jake Paul, the fighter nobody wants to hear about. Then it was Ariel Helwani, the person that's not even a fighter. And now it's Cheyenne Vlismas. It's Cheyenne Vlismas. All right, I'll just do this for everybody else. It's fine. It's Cheyenne Vlismas. She went into hiding. Everyone's talking about how she's gone. She says, I'm overseas. Everyone thinks her life is in danger. She said, I have to leave. I have to jump ship. She said, I can't fight anymore. I had to leave. I had to go away. Everyone's like, oh, snap. Is she all right? What's going on with her well-being? Is she going to be okay? First Gen Rex, Below the Beanie every day. What do we do to deserve this greatness? Hey, you guys just showed up. And I realize it takes a long time to make other types of videos and it gets boring. I'm gonna make those anyway. I'm gonna do right by you guys to make those anyway, because I know you enjoy those, and I'm humbled and I'm honored and I'm glad. It means a lot to me that you enjoy them. This is what I enjoy, because I get to just go off the dome. I get to just look at the articles. I get to give you the truth. I get to swap up the narrative on you, because you're seeing the same stuff everywhere else. And I want to come on here. I want to go back and forth. I want to see you cracking jokes. I want it to be in real time. I want it to be live and movie. So I'm having fun doing this. So, what did I do to deserve you guys showing up and letting me do this? I'm happy. Thank you, First Gen Rex. Conor McGregor was never my friend. Beating the withdrawals. Thank you for the content, GM. Hey, stay strong. Stay strong. I've been trying to go hard. Look, I've been drinking all that water. And I told you guys from the start, I've been drinking that water, but that doesn't mean I wasn't also drinking other things. I'll still have a juice. I'll still have soda. I'll still have whatever. I'll try not to, but I'm trying to slowly just phase it all out. And look, I know I'm talking about dumb stuff. You're like, are you serious, fool? You can talk about trying to get withdrawals off Snickers now too. I know, but I'm just saying, like, in the little way that I can relate, I can't even imagine where you're at. I just want to say, stay strong. I'm proud of you. I got people in my life dealing with stuff like that as well. It's not easy. It's not easy. They try again. I just hope this is the one for you. I hope this is your time. Just stay strong. Just know there's people that care about you. Want to see you come out on the other side of it. And it does better for you. Look, I'm going to give you a dumb example, because I'm not even going to try to relate to your level and act like mine's even as serious. But look, sometimes I'll think about just like my thing. You already know, everybody already knows this. My thing is just gluttony. It's just eating bad, eating stupid, just eating unhealthy, drinking a lot of soda, stuff like that. Whenever I don't do that, like when I do it, I always regret it after. I never don't regret it. Sometimes I'll be sitting there biting it and I'm like, you're disgusting. Why are you doing this? I never regret not doing it though. Like, you just know you made the right choice. You might have those cravings, but some people they equate cravings to like, oh, that means I need that, instead of like, oh no, this is just a bad temptation that I need to fight. So yeah, I just stay strong, homie. But anyway, Cheyenne Vlismas, she had everybody worried about her. The whole community, where is she at? She had to leave. She's across the sea. What happened to her? Is she okay? Is she gonna come back? Someone's threatening her life. JP Bice comes out, her husband, and he's like, what are you talking about? You trying to make people scared for you and concerned for you and worry about you and afraid for you? You're not in danger. You're playing around with some dude from Rome. Apparently, Cheyenne Vlismas is married to JP Bice, and she started running around with some dude from Rome. She went on vacation or something, met some Roman fool, and just split, left JP Bice hanging. And now she's like, I'm in danger. I'm overseas. And JP Bice is like, fool, you ran out on me with that other dude, and you're all crying now. And then she came back and she's like, you just need to give me the papers and stop trying to spend my bonus money. And it's like, oh snap, what's going on? And I'm not trying to spread that drama. I'm not trying to spread the drama. I'm just talking about, I think it's interesting how Jake Paul was dominating the news, even though everybody says they hate him. But it's interesting. He's the biggest thing in the headlines in the combat sports community. And then he gets replaced with Ariel Helwani beefing with fighters that no one else respects, and they think they're clowns. And now it gets replaced with this soap opera drama. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find news. I'm trying to find interesting things to figure out and to talk about. I can't find anything. You know how many pages I have to scroll down until I'm not seeing about Cheyenne Vlismas and JP Bice? She's causing all this controversy. It was like that lady a few years ago that supposedly she got kidnapped, and then they found out that she kidnapped herself. And I don't know enough to speak on the situation because it's still going back and forth, because she was saying that fool just is spending her bonus money, and he just needs to give her the papers and make it official because she doesn't even want to be with that fool anymore. But you know what she said? Do you know what Cheyenne Vlismas said? She admitted in I don't know, I think it was on Twitter or Instagram, and then she deleted it later, they said. She admitted that she only married JP Bice for a visa. She only married JP Bice for a visa. That's dirty. I guess she came from like another country. Oh my gosh. Because She came from another country and she didn't have like a credit history. So she married that fool just so she could get a visa. She maxed it out. Boom, she splits. That's disgusting. I don't even want to tell you about the things I did to get a credit line at Best Buy. But that's a different level right there. She married that fool. If you go on JP Buy's Instagram, it's picture after picture just loving her, hugging her, kissing her, holding her, being happy with her, vacation with her. That fool was smitten. And you don't hear that word often. But this case calls for it. Fool was smitten. He was in love with her. She married him for a credit line. Got a couple couches, some shoes. Donzo. That's dirty. And then she goes to Rome. That's a whole new line of credit. You can't use a visa at Rome. You try to swipe that over there. They're like, what are you talking about? But they say it in Roman. I don't know how to speak Roman. It's dirty. The whole thing is disgusting. And I wanted to save that topic till the end because I don't want that taste in my mouth during the whole podcast. I'm going to wash it out right now, as a matter of fact, with my green tea break. Makes me sick. I hope that fool cancels it before they go and increase the limit or something like that. All of a sudden, you know how sometimes they increase the limit, they don't even tell you? She's going to come back. Hey, you know, I rethought everything. I rethought the situation. Can I come back? They give her like an extra $1,200 on there. What kind of world are we living in? It's messed up. JP's heartbroken. JP's heartbroken. He started talking about how he had a crazy interest rate too. And he's left with it now. He's left with it. Like 30-something% interest rate. Because she never had credit. They're like, this is a big gamble. That fool has to pay it all back now. Better hope she doesn't have any student loans. I don't know if she took any classes. You can't get those erased no matter what they tell you. They push it back to May and whatnot, but I'm still holding my, not gonna hold my breath. Is what I meant. Anyway, I want you to congratulate yourselves today. We made history today. We became the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube, and it's because of you. It's because of you showing up. Thank you. I'm going to go finish. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but I'm going to keep working on my breakdown right now that I'm working on for you guys. I hope you like it when it comes out. Stay tuned. Unless it's a foggy day tomorrow, I'm going to be here at 9 a.m. PST. And I'm going to have to sort through some more stuff. Hopefully, they're not still talking about Cheyenne. I'm done with her. Unless she could get me a good credit line, because it's hard out here. Adam Jeremy. GM, my homie, let me get your pick in the Cater versus Giga fight coming up. I got that Giga Man. All respect to Cater, but Giga Man's a beast. He's a beast. Matt W says doesn't read chat. Okay. That's ironic. What else were you saying? That always happens. Thank you, Josh. Forgive me, Josh. Josh Dudzak, YouTube. Josh Dudzak, YouTube. Everybody go subscribe to him. Josh Dudzak, YouTube. All right, everybody. I hope you can make it tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST. I hope I can make it tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST. I'm going to try to do that. Matt W says she's with Roman. Yeah, she's with the Roman dude from the UFC. Yeah, he fights in the UFC, but he's Roman. She's with Roman. She's with the Roman guy named Dolizzi from UFC. So I guess, okay, thanks for clearing it up, Matt W. Cheyenne Vlismas got with this Roman dude. That's a UFC fighter. I guess that's an important detail. And his name is Dolizzi. I don't know if that's his first or last name, but it's a Roman UFC fighter. I don't know if it's like the Roman UFC promotion or if he came over here, but his name is Dolizzi. But thank you for clearing that up, Matt. Everybody, thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching it. Thank you for watching it. For watching the Mexican martial arts. Appreciate it. Good looking now. Late. Alexis Gonzalez, bro. What are you talking about? I don't know, bro. I'm at the end. I talked about a lot of stuff. Hey, rewind, Alexis, rewind. Rewind.